Okay, welcome back. Now, continuing on with these Super Famicom systems. Now, the previous two, one had a bad CPU, the next one had a bad PPU1. Now, this one, it seems to have distorted graphics, and when I run the burn-in test, it says MPY 16x8 fail. So once again, I don't know what MPY 16x8 fail exactly is, but I can take a guess, and it's either PPU1 or PPU2. So let me run a game here, and as you can see with Mario Kart, some of the screens are good. In this case, the background layers are bad. The sprites are good, but the background's all garbled up, and you really can't play the game like this. So once again, I don't think the CPU is bad because the logic of the game is still there. On the bottom screen, you can still see that the race is going. Lakitu isn't picking me up or putting me down. I'm not running off the side of the course. So I don't think that the CPU is bad in this case, but it could still be bad, but I don't think in this case that the CPU is bad. So I'm going to take a guess this time and go with PPU2. So I'm going to pull off the PPU2 just because this problem was a bit different than the previous problem. One had sprite issues, this one has background layer issues. So I'm going to take a guess and go with PPU2. Now, if you saw the previous two episodes, you already know that I salvaged the CPU and the PPU1 to save two other consoles. So the last main chip on this board is the PPU2. So if I can save this console in this video with this PPU2, that'll be 3 for 3. So some days are better than others when it comes to aligning chips, and this just so happened to be a good day. So with the chip replaced, this is what it looks like. So place your bets in the comment section down below. Do you think it's going to work? And it seems like we still have the same issue. So the PPU2 in this case was still good. So now I guess I got to replace the PPU1. So I'm going to take that PPU2 that I pulled off this console and put it in my parts box. And now I have to replace the PPU1. So I can go find the PPU1 off a donor board. But in this case, in my parts box, I already have one. So I'm going to just use the PPU1 here and pull the other one off the board and put the new one on. So for the PPU1, it was a little bit difficult trying to align the chip. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of desoldering braid, flatten out all these pads, and then the chip will sit perfect. Now when you're using a piece of desoldering braid on surface mount pads like this, it's good practice to go parallel with the pads. You don't want to go perpendicular, because with the desoldering braid it's really easy to lift these pads. So as I was cleaning it, I noticed pin 51 was bridged to pin 52. So let me take care of that. So even after all that, it was the PP1 all along. So it just goes to show that the PP1 can fail in different ways. And to be honest, doing this as long as I have, I've seen so many different kinds of failures on the same chip. So the last thing to do is to log this in my notes. So MPY 16x8 fail is PP1 failure. So once again, I know these last couple of videos were short, but they're just repair videos. They're not really feature length films or anything. So with that said, I still appreciate everybody for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and thanks for watching.